Hi, my name's George. This is the Merrick Avenue downtown walking tour. And we're starting right at the corner of Sunrise Highway and Merrick Avenue. And here is the Merrick train station. Back before around the mid-70s, it was train tracks were on the ground. And then they built this train station because it was just getting too unsafe. People were not happy because it killed the small town feel of Merrick, but it was just too dangerous. So here we go, heading north across the street. There used to be a totem pole, but I don't see it anymore. And now there is a movie theater down this street that didn't used to be here. This building was a bank for many years across the street. Yeah, there's a movie theater down that way. And it looks like the bank, I don't know how a bank goes out of business, but it looks like they did. Over here it was a very popular Mary Bill Diner for many years, and now it's Island Bay Diner. I'm glad they're keeping the tradition. And over here was a couple of landmark bars. The Rhine Skeller was one, and another one was probably the most popular bar in Merrick, called the Yankee Peddler. Across the street, a very well-known pizzeria called Roma Pizzeria. I don't think it's there anymore. It was there for like at least 50 years. Looks like it's finally gone. And now coming up on Benson Lane, I think there was a little stationery store around here that I think is gone too. This is back to the parking lot. I think WGBB was around here somewhere. A radio station. I'm not sure if they're still in business. 1240 WABC. Oh, Roma Pizza is actually still there. It's a little further up than I thought. And it looks like the stationery store is across the street now. Over here was a giant drugstore. Ed Noor Drugs was over here somewhere. And there was also I believe it was a Five and Dime. It was a little department store that had everything around here. It was there for a really long time. There's Roma Pizza over there. And there was a little bicycle store down that street. I believe it's, yeah, it is. It's Oakwood Avenue. That's still there. There was a little old-fashioned ice cream shop that was really popular. It was called Biltmore's, I think. And we're coming up on Smith Street. Paddy Power. That looks like probably where the Yankee Peddler was. And coming up on Smith Street, I remember when they built that building, it was like 4 floors, and it was a really big deal over there. I think Biltmore's was over here. And there's a Chase Bank over there. And okay, we're coming up on what we used to call, I don't know if they still call it this anymore, but the Merrick Mall. And this what used to be Steak and Brew, and then it was called Beefsteak Charlie's. Now it looks like it's Outback Steakhouse. And the Merrick Mall cinemas were around here. The Merrick Mall cinemas were popular in the 1970s. And over there was a department store called L.H. Martin. Over there, I believe there was a store that sold baby clothes called Tiny Towns or something. Now it's a toy store and another sushi place. There used to be a pretty good pizzeria over here and a candy store that was pretty good. And I believe that Carvel was here even back in the 70s. So that was something. Stop and Shop is the supermarket. And there was a coffee shop over here for a really long time in the Merrick Mall area. And back here, I know there was a supermarket over here. It's called Stop and Shop, but I think it might have been called ShopRite back in the 70s and 80s. They employed a lot of local teenagers and stuff. And here is a very well-known and classic school in Merrick on the corner on Smith Street, Hewlett Avenue, and Merrick Avenue. And it was originally called just Merrick School. Some people called it Smith Street School. And then the official name of it, I believe, is Chatterton School, named after a local politician from the 20th century. And that we used to have, Little League games and stuff like that. It was a pretty good town. Downtown had a real sense of community, and there was parades down on Merrick Avenue all the time. Little League parades and stuff for every holiday. And, here's a view of Chatterton School. I think all over here is all new. The old building was, it's probably 100 years old now or so. I think at one point it was the only school in Merrick. And trying to get a good view of it. I could still run a little bit. Roslyn Savings Bank. It was a different bank back then. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah. Classic old Merrick School. So, connection to an earlier time in Merrick when it was still a small town and not a wealthy suburb that it is now, but that's a good thing, because I'd rather see it be that than people abandoning the place. So over here there was a supermarket. I think it was called Bohack's. And now we're facing Merrick Avenue North, and it starts to get less busy. There was a little candy store called Palms, a little luncheonette, and further up there, Joey's Pizza, Fiddler's Green Bar, and across the street, of course, N.F. Walker's Funeral Parlor, which Merockians unfortunately are very familiar with. And that is it. Thank you.